We knew what our purpose was there for, was to get the truth from him, and so we knew what we had to do. But it is difficult knowing what he did and now how freely he spoke about it, meaning with, when I say freely, meaning with no emotion, that it was, his more or less was carefree about it. And he pretty much made comments that he had tucked this memory away, and so. And
that's something we discussed. I mean, when you go into interviews like this, you have to look at what the end game is, what you're trying to achieve, and take your emotions out of it. It's something that as investigators we've been trained to do, is just kind of separate yourself from things and get to what the facts are, and then let the court or whatever handle the consequences for that.
When we were at the rest stop, that was one of the things that really opened up, was the fact he kept telling us in the car, and then again at the rest stop, that he would eat or murder. But he was more worried about the child pornography charges. And that was mind-boggling to us because of the circumstances of the two. And that was really one of our doors to open up that conversation with him of why he would eat a murder and what murder was he referring to. What murder are you going to eat and to try to get rid of molestation charges when he was saying that he hadn't murdered anyone. And at that point, when the tables kind of turned and he finally admitted, okay, she was in the home. And that's...
Do you think he was ashamed?
No.
But afraid of what his mom would think?
He's more afraid of what his mom, what his mom and family, but really his mother, what she was going to think about the molestation charges and the circumstances of some of those molestation charges. Huge drive for he likes child pornography. And he described that he had sat in the home all day watching child pornography. And I believe she was just a victim of circumstance. It was an opportunity for him, and he took that opportunity.
It's a lack of human value.
Yes.
He saw it. He saw her as not as an object, not as a human being.
And part of the approach we had when we investigated this is it was a sex crime that turned into a murder. And I think when you look at some of his statements, what he was thinking about is the sexual contact. What he acted out on to kill her was dealing with the fact he didn't want to be told about. There's a lot that comes with after you commit that crime, how you're going to keep from being caught.
And he made the statement that he wasn't really sorry for what he did. He was sorry that he got caught.
Yeah.
That's the type of person you're dealing with.
Are you glad this is over with?
Yes. I mean, without it will never truly be over in our minds. There was too much of a personal connection to this. It'll always be in our mind somewhere. We were glad to see the person that was responsible for this will never see the light of day outside of prison again. You want people to see the work that went into it. You want people's. However, our job was we fulfilled our job. We kept him off the streets. He's never going to be out of prison again. And I almost would hate to see Dina Thompson and her family have to relive. They should right now be remembering all the good times and the good events they had with that little girl in those 7 years she was alive. Not have to every year through an appeals process for the next 15, however many ever years that appeals process would have went on, or they shouldn't have to relive and be reminded of that evil thing that happened to her on that one day. Remember the 7 years of good, happy memories they have with her.
And no matter how good a job you do, you always wonder what could go wrong. And to not have to worry about that and not have to have the family worry about that that's a lot of relief. You look at cases that go when well investigated, everything done right, and then it gets to a jury or gets to a judge, and the information that gets in front of that jury maybe isn't everything that happened, and you just don't want to see people go through that or take a chance on losing something. So when that decision was made, I think we were all in agreement that was made at the level it needed to be made at, and we were happy with it.
Absolutely, and we were involved in that process all along. That decision making it continued to be a joint effort. All the agencies that were involved, we spoke with them. The prosecutors were speaking with us all along, and everyone was in agreement with the outcome of it.